Good evening, everyone, and I welcome you all to this amazing talk with our extraordinary speaker. Before getting into this talk, let us start our talk with the invocation by Madhu. Madhu?
Yeah, this is who we are. We are a team. Talented, energetic, astonishing mindsets. We can do anything and everything. We talk, we care, we respect each other. We see beauty in everything. We are connected by hearts and driven by values. We celebrate each other. We provide value to each other. We take ownership in everything we do. We have the freedom to make mistakes. We learn as we go. We are mad to make a difference. We love disruptive ideas. We make impossible things possible. We are strong to cushion the creation. We believe in dreaming big. If we do not dare to dream big, are we really living? Why we ordinary when we can be extraordinary? We can do it, we will do it. Let us not hope for the best, let us be the best. We should be driven by our goals, not by egos. This is who we are.
Thank you, Madhu. That was so powerful. Now, what is this talk about? What are you thinking the talk is going? We have student speakers again. We have our Lirijaka, our Triveniaka, our Sindhujaka, our Rohitana, and our Deepti. So, recently we had a conference in our college where our people presented and won the prizes. Like, how many people have that courage to speak in front of people, present themselves? And it's about a technical subject, clearing the doubts to whoever asks, and presenting their topic is not a small thing. It's we can say it's an achievement. So now here we have Digvijaka, Triveniyaka, Rohitanna, Sindhujaka, and Deepti for as our talk speakers. Now the mic is passed to them. Digvijaka and Triveniyaka, I would like to ask you to speak first. Thank you.
Thank you, Apurva. Um Madhu, can you please start sharing screen? Is Madhu here? Thank you very much. So, we have taken this topic nanobiopesticides, a step towards sustainable agriculture. Uh, Basically, the reason why we took this topic is we just want to look at what is possible, like other than chemicals and all those things, what can more be done with um, both bio and chemical together. So that's how this topic has come forward. And you can start.
Yeah, the population is getting increased day by day, and it is known from reliable sources that like our population would increase by 70% of the present population by 2050, and food needs would increase by 50% of present needs. So, in order to increase the food production to catch up with the increased population, we need to. It is indispensable that we have to use chemical pesticides and fertilizers.
Uh, but this indiscriminate use of and careless use of these fertilizers and biopesticides definitely result in increasing the um, killing of useful microbes, decreasing the soil fertility, and it may increase the pathogen and pest resistant power, and also um,
And also, it causes biomagnification of chemical pesticides along the food chain, and it
yes,
decreases the pollination capacity or pollinator decline, like insects which are responsible for
it may
pollination.
totally defect show the defect in the natural habitat of the whole process, all our living organisms. That this may show defect in the whole thing, in all the beneficial organisms and all. And as we all know, nanotechnology is putting its way and creating its space in almost all the fields, and the nano has taken its form as agro nanotechnology in agriculture as well. So that's where to create that target delivery of the pesticides to the pests on the plants. This nanotechnology has introduced at first like nano pesticides. So then
And even to make it more eco-friendly, nano biopesticides have come from nanopesticides.
Yes.
Nanobiopesticides are pesticides in which like the active ingredient of pesticide is derived from biological sources like neem oil and other as addicting like which is derived from neem and garlic oil, essential oil, etc. And we know that like bio is like it's
Basically we have taken this thing for nano biopesticides. We have taken this thing to create a eco-friendly nature. So since we are talking about eco-friendly environment, why not just biopesticides? Like there is an option, right? So as it is clearly, it
it's
it may
the
not.
environment
Yes.
friendly. But why are we not using just biopesticides? Why are we going for nano biopesticides? Because biopesticides has their own limitations, like they show slower rate of kill and they are susceptible to unfavorable environmental conditions like high temperature. And they have shorter persistence in the environment and they are very less volatile and less stable.
Highly volatile, like
Yeah, sorry,
um,
highly volatile.
and
And
there is a, and like these biopesticides are less water soluble. The fields and the food are almost related to the water, but when the pesticides that we are using that are less water soluble, then there's a high chance of slow rate of reaction, right? which
yeah,
is which is like the need of increasing, and the need of to match the increase in population. Definitely there should be accommodation of this uh, faster rate of killing the pests. So these
so
biopesticides are not that efficient.
because since they are less water soluble and as we know that like whatever the pests or plants absorb the pesticide or chemical fertilizer they absorb through water. Since these biopesticides are less water soluble, they'll not be get absorbed by the pest that easily. So this way that bio just biopesticides show slower rate of kill. And coming to types of nanobiopesticides, like we have different kinds of nanobiopesticides based on their purpose. First one is nanoside, bio-nanoside. Second one is nano-delivered biopesticide, and third one is nano-composited pesticide. And
Nano deposited,
or
nano
now droplet
droplet
oriented
oriented.
pesticides. Like just nanoside is the active ingredient which is derived from the biological sources, which is just it does not use any carrier or other thing. It is just active ingredient which is sprayed. And with nano delivered biopesticide is something in which carrier is used in order to transport this active material. For example, if you
Yes. For example, if you look at this picture, that first thing, nano capsule, the outer layer is made of polymer and the inner layer is made of this active ingredient. And this polymer is basically, like, as far as now they are organic polymers, but further we want to make it that biopolymers as well. So this this polymer is, if you look at the right side of the poster, this table shows the sources for these polymers, and here down of the middle row shows the sources for this inner shell active ingredient.
like which are used as pesticides and like they are derived from neem oil, neem seed kernel,
All the biogenic sources
sources
basically.
like garlic essential oil. Basically all these active ingredients are derived from, most of them are derived from essential oils and uh,
uh, Neem oils and azadirachtin and all the biogenic sources, like, and the way it is delivered is
yes, you have already seen that nano capsule, right? Like whenever it reaches the pest or whenever it reaches the surface of the leaf, it gets bursted and the inner core releases its active ingredient. When a pest interacts or comes into contact with this active ingredient, I mean, it first damages its throat and then stomach and eventually kills the bacteria. And like there are few research gaps, though it is such a eco-friendly and ensuring a target delivery. There are some research gaps, and there is a future scope also with these research gaps.
um, Basically we don't know how, since we are not totally we are not totally into the application of these nanobiopesticides. We exactly don't know how this nanobiopesticides will interact with the other components along with the plant, along with the pests. We don't know how it deals with the all the sources around it. Like we don't know how it deals with the soil, we don't know how it deals with the air and
We
nano
do
thing.
not know how whether it forms aerosols in the air.
Yes, and we exactly don't know that. And one more thing, there is a commercial constant as well, because basically nano things are very expensible, and we just and
There is
that
not much technology developed in order to like to produce these
yes, there
biopesticides
is
on a commercial scale.
there are no exactly equipments are not available till now to make it more commercial and all the things. These are the research gaps that are the, basically what we conclude is that there is a high need of getting research. Like this research have to be like
Has to be continued further,
continued
and
further,
government or other organizations should
have the awareness about it.
and if they are like if they are given if they are focused very much, and if they are made available on a commercial scale, and if its effects are clearly known, then there is no doubt that nanobiopesticides
Nanobiopesticides
is
is
a
a
step
step
towards
towards
sustainable
sustainable
agriculture.
agriculture. Thank you.
Thank you.
Wow, wow, wow. What a presentation. It just showed up how much deep analysis you have did on it, with the doubts you have, with the information you have. It was so clear and simple. Thank you, Lidu Akka and Triveni Akka. Now, the presentation, in a conference, it goes to ask the doubts or questions what they have. So let us make it like this. If you have any questions or doubts or comments to our presentation, you can go ahead and ask. Yes, Vinayana.
Wonderful presentation, Triveni and Lidija. So, if I measure this point, like at what scale these are in the present application in the agriculture sector, and also comparatively, what will their utility price will be? Suppose if a farmer wants to switch completely from a pesticide or a pesticide to this biopesticide, what can we do? Like, and
And
what will be his price range
yes,
difference or something like that?
as far as we read through the research articles, we found that it is still under research stage. Like there are some gaps, right? As we told, we have to know how it interacts with the air and how it interacts with other parts of plant and other things other than pests. It is effective on pests, and it is effective with its target delivery, but we do not know how it is getting interacted with the other components.
Like very constraint అంటే చిన్న రూమ్ సైజ్ లో చేస్తున్నా అన్నట్టు ఉండే. అంటే
It is
వెరీ
not.
అండర్ మన కంట్రోల్లో ఉండే అంతవరకు. బట్ వీ కెనాట్ డూ దాట్ when we do it for a large area of acres of land, right?
Yeah, ఇప్పటి వరకు అయితే like there is it is still under research.
And coming to the commercial thing, definitely, like since we are using polymers and that, మేబీ థ్రైస్ అట్లా ఉండే ఛాన్స్ ఉంది అనుకుంటా. నాట్ లైక్ కొంచెం ఎక్స్పెన్సిబులే అన్నట్టు విన్నాం అంతే.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Thank you for answering. And that brings me to the second question. Uh, the challenges in handling these products. Suppose say farmers, some of the farmers like follow the process, and then they'll use a motor and then spray the pesticide, right? But some will just spray it with the hand. So is it like since these are nanoparticles, will it affect their health by going
No,
into nose or mouth or
like,
something like that?
yeah, I have read in an article that there is no significant effect on human beings with this essential oil and azadirachtin.
Like
Hmm.
ఎక్కువ తీసుకోవట్లేదన్న, like very very less biogenic sources are available to
Produce
get
this.
that active ingredient, and those are like human కి కూడా కొంచెం healthy లాగానే
Like
ఉంది,
they are
not
kind of
so.
medicinal. Like if you see neem and garlic oil, these are essential oils. These are like if you think of them, like they are very. I mean, they are helpful for our maintaining our health condition as well. So there is no adverse effect on humans.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank
Thank you for
you.
answering it so confidently. What kind of a questions they have asked you while you're presenting it? We can also know that.
uh, Most of them ask like how it deals with environment.
Environment.
What are the further effects, like since we have seen green revolution, it's been so many years that has brought up, and after these many years, after decades,
We are
it is
realizing.
showing a great adverse effect, right? Like appudu unde that there was a less thing, but ఇన్ని రోజుల తర్వాత there was an completely adverse effect through green revolution. And how will
So how eco-friendly it is అన్నట్టుగానా?
అంటే ఇది ఎంత వరకు అన్నట్టు
Okay.
అడిగారు, అండ్ వి టోల్డ్
Yeah.
రీసెర్చ్ గ్యాప్స్ అదే ఉండే కదా, లైక్ వి క్లియర్లీ మెన్షన్ దట్స్ ద మేజర్ రీసెర్చ్ గ్యాప్ ఓవర్ ఇట్, అండ్ definitely there is a need of looking into it, and there is a high need of getting those fertilizers and pesticides that we are currently using. They are need to be replaced, because అవి అట్లనే కంటిన్యూ అయితే వీఆర్ నాట్ గోయింగ్ టు ఈట్ ఎనీ మోర్ ఎ ఫ్రెష్ ఫుడ్, ఆర్ మనం ఏం కాన్ఫిడెంట్ గా ఇది మంచి ఫుడ్ అని తినేదానికైతే ఉండదేమో.
Yeah.
Yes, agreed. So, and also as you're telling about they are producing within a room, it might cost high, but when it comes to the mass production, the cost may reduce dramatically,
Yes,
maybe.
yes,
Maybe
exactly.
like but there is not much like as we said
There are
until
no,
until
ante-
we get to know about how it interacts with the environment, then we cannot commercialize it, right? Like
yes,
that.
and there are no particular equipments that produce them. అంటే
On a
కమర్షియల్ గా
large scale.
కమర్షియల్ గా ప్రొడ్యూస్ చేయాలని there is a high
No
need of
technology.
having that technology to produce them on a larger scale. So
Okay.
As of now, like from research papers, it is said that like there is no technology available in order to take it to, I mean,
commercial
commercial
scale.
scale. But this would be a good area to work on, and if government fund like organizations which are working on nanobiopesticides, they may work and like it would be a good opportunity to work on it and take it forward to make it available to agricultural community.
Very good work and very good efforts behind the presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Anna.
Do you have any more thoughts or questions? If no, let
Nikhil
us
Anna,
continue.
నిఖిల్ అన్న
Anna raise చేశాను ఇప్పుడు.
Nikhilana, you can go ahead.
Thank you, Appu, for giving me this opportunity. Like, first thing, bio. Bio is something which I never ever get connected to. But when you introduce the topic, I don't know why, but the way you introduced it, I guess the people who introduce the subject matters most, I guess. Today, I was able to get some feel over it. And the way you articulated it in a like in a way that gives a clear picture of the idea, and the way each one of you gave that transition, took that, delivered it, was very very nice. Very interesting topic, which I got interested to after listening to your presentation. And thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank
Thank
you.
you,
Thank
Nikhil.
you.
And any more? So now we have another presentation from Sindhu Jaska. Sindhu Jaska, can you please proceed?
Yes, Apuva. Firstly, thank you everyone for giving me this opportunity. And I don't want to go into the deep of presentation. Just I will I will give you what the work we did before and after the presentation. And hello everyone, I am Sindhuja, currently pursuing third year BTech in Food Technology Department at Usmania University College of Technology. And here I am here to share my experience regarding the paper presentation which was held on 14th and 15th December. It was really a very good experience, and I met many people out of the college, and my seniors interacted with many faculty members, higher official people, and also with the other college students. Apart from the presentation, I am so happy because this event became a huge success, and we learned how to treat and receive people and also the higher officials. And as we are the third year students, we took the responsibility about our juniors as well as other college students. And we are also involved in the registration work too. Coming to the presentation, the experience actually this was happened the next 2 days of our internal exams, and it was like Saturday and Sunday. So after the examinations, the weekend holidays, everyone was like chill out. That was a time to chill out. So we are just busy with the schedule, and instantly me and other two friends of mine, we started preparing for the paper. Initially we are so confused, and also it should we are so confused about how to choose the topic. So we went to the near to the seniors and HOD ma'am. They given us few suggestions. Like during the selection, we only had 2 points in our mind, that what on what basis we choose the topic is like it should be new and creative, and also it should be applicable in many ways. So this is the pandemic అనగానే like most of the people are run towards the nutrition food. అంటే లైక్ మోస్ట్లీ పీపుల్ అంటారు లైక్ టేస్ట్కి బాగుంది న్యూట్రిషన్ ఎక్కువ ఉండదు, అండ్ విచ్ వాజ్ ద హై న్యూట్రిషన్, ఇట్ వాజ్ నాట్ సో టేస్ట్. బట్ we don't want to make that true happen, and we tried a new way. And our topic is osmotic dehydration. And in the past 2 years of my technology department, the most of the syllabus will cover about the improving shelf life of the product, and also the factors which affect the product's safety and nutrition. So it also deals with the reducing of water activity in the food, which is the main cause for the microorganisms growth activity. So a day before the final date of registration, within an hour, we decided to take an operation which helps to reduce the water activity. It was all studied in the past 2 years, and we reviewed few articles and browsed the internet and discussed with our seniors how to select the topic and its process, and also discussed with our HOD ma'am. Finally, and trending method came into our way, which means osmotic dehydration, which means removal of water by immersion of material which contains the cellular solid in a hypertonic solution. Generally, an hypertonic solution is a concentrated solution, which means having high in salts and minerals. And this paper is all about its principles, factors, advantages, disadvantages, and applications, its impact, market strategy of using this process, and compatibility, and etc. And during the presentation time, we are just given 10 minutes allotment to explain the whole topic, in which each of us, I said, we are three, and we took 3 minutes of each and covered the above mentioned things. And initially for the first minute, it was somewhat scared for me, and it was so nervous because after the 2 years of the college time, we standed in front of all the higher officials and our HOD and all the friends. It was somewhat nervous and scary, but after the first minute, we came out of our comfort zones and we felt very free and explained the topic very well. Later, few of them raised few doubts, and we also cleared them at the best level. And hopefully, the experience is very good. And our paper is selected as the second best presentation, and it was an very unexpected and most beautiful moment. where we received the certificates from our head of the departments and also from chief guest, and it was all cool. And osmotic dehydration is the best way because um, in this process it is very much vary compared to the dehydration and drying process. In the dehydration drying process, where we can see the texture of the food, it will be a shrinkage, and most of the along with the water removal there will be a loss of nutrients in the process. So in the osmotic dehydration there is no such way, and it is a energy efficient method as water does not go through a phase change. And it generally before the processing of any food material we undergoes the pre-cleaning treatments, and in that way osmotic dehydration is a pre-treatment prior to the regular drying. Instead of doing the regular drying we go with the osmotic dehydration. It's nothing but just immersing a food material which has having the like water and solid mixture. For example, take example of kiwi. It has a lot of water content and high nutrition. We are dipping that kiwi in a like higher concentrated tonic solutions like, excuse me. Sorry for the disturbance. And like we are dipping the kiwi or any food material in hypertonic solutions. In that way, when we are dipping along with the water, there is no chance of getting out the nutrients. Even if it happens from the whatever the concentrated solution is there, the minerals and salts present in it will be returned back to the kiwi food. This is the process, and it is generally used in all the food applications. Let's compare to the in the microwave. Microwave there will be a heat transfer. At that time there will be osmotic solution, so which is to regain its nutrition value. Uh, and also it is an energy efficient method as there is a no phase change. Here water will be the water in the other transformation too, and there will be a rise to the three types of simultaneous counter current flows in which water diffuses into the solution, solute diffuses into the food, and leaching process takes place. And come in the osmotic dehydration process, the sensorial properties are very good. Sensorial properties nothing but like taste, flavors, and everything. And the retention of fresh fruit flavors, the flavors will remain same, and there is no chance of contamination during the processing time. There is no chance of contamination. It improves the quality, and they are the ready to eat products. And also factors, coming to the factors, we need to keep a effect on type of osmotic agent, concentration of osmotic solution, time of treatment, temperature of the osmotic solution, size and geometry of the material, and level of agitation of the solution. And the applications, as I said, a microwave is the best example, and also the vacuum. Here we are keeping the pressure of 100 to 500 micropascals, and it is also used in the blasting, and it's also applicable for the high hydrostatic pressure as a pre-treatment. And coming to the advantages of using the osmotic dehydration, it improves the quality in terms of color, flavor, and also the texture. And it is low energy requirements. As I said, there will be heat transfer, but there is no uh, phase changes. And it is also very good advantage in packaging and distribution, and also it is a cost reduction process. And we will get the 70% of nutrients get back to the food, and we will have a volatile flavors, and it reduces the tissue damage during the packaging and also other processing. Comparing to the sun drying dehydration, osmotic dehydration is chosen as the best process. And uh, and conclusion about my paper presentation, it is the one of the most tremendous market potential for producing high quality food with different variety, and it provides a potential to apply energy efficient procedures on an industrial scale. That's it. Any doubts?
Nikhilana, go ahead.
Thank you, Appu, once again giving me this opportunity. Like Sindhuja,
Yes, Anna.
when are you going to when are you going to start this business?
It is already there in the industrial revolution, Anaya. It was already applicable to
Oh,
many of the food products, like in the microwaves, nutrending microwaves, and also in the vacuum pressures, and also in the drying
mhm.
techniques like tray drying or fluidized bread drying. It is already applied, and but it was not came into our scene during in the pandemic. Most of the people ran towards the nutrition, right? So at that time,
Yes, yes.
uh, actually it was somewhat expensive. Even though in the pandemic people chosen this process, because in the drying and dehydration our main
Mm.
goal is to remove the water, but we are not given the priority to the nutrition loss. But in
Mm.
these 2 3 years of time, with the help of osmotic dehydration process, we are really getting 70% of nutrients back.
Wow, wow. Like where you got to know about it?
uh, Actually, in the past 2 years we went through the whole syllabus is about the reducing of water activity, Anna. So we just searched in the Google, is there any new innovative technique used in the market to reduce the water activity? There are many, like there are used also, they also use the extrusion process, but it was more expensive compared to the osmotic dehydration. So it became one of the advantage. And after getting the topic, I searched in YouTube and many other, and also with the suggestions of HOD ma'am, and mostly our Pavani akka helped me a lot during the background work of the presentation.
Wow, what a collaboration. Like like what you mentioned, everything I could connect, but connect with the topics which I know. At the end, when you brought everything together and presented it beautifully, I loved it. Thank you,
Thank you.
Sindhuja, for letting us know something interesting.
Thank you, Anna. And one more thing, in the BTech life, we are almost habituated to do the work at the deadline. So this presentation I was made just before the day of presentation, and I prepared for the presentation in before like 2 hours of my presentation. Actually, before the 2 days of presentation, we are free. Actually, we are interacted with many people, and we are busy with the college stuff, college works. And later, before the presentation of 2 hours, it was like just like a hurry, and it was hopefully it was a good experience. అంటే ఆఫ్టర్ 2 years ఆఫ్ కాలేజ్ టైం చాలా భయం వేసింది అన్న. ఒక ఫస్ట్ మినిట్ తర్వాత వి ఫెల్ వెరీ ఫ్రీ, అండ్ దెన్ ఇట్ వాస్ కంటిన్యూడ్.
Wow. Every time last minute things will really make us excited. That is how 90% of people lead their lives, like me. Thank you, Sindhuja.
థ్యాంక్ యూ అన్న.
Thank you, Nikhilanta. Thank you, Sundranka, for answering it so beautifully. Vivekanka, you can go ahead.
Sindhu, we really like your flow.
Like without the presentation also, like you have made it clear with your voice and
Yes.
with your flow, the way you have said it.
Actually, I thought to show my presentation, but it was nothing. This it was like only the text. There will be no pictures, and there is nothing. I thought relating with the not with the technical words, which will be easy to understand to all of you. I just use it the simpler words, but the technical words are very much very to understand the depth of the concept.
You made it clear, Sindhu.
Yes,
You made it
you know,
clear.
Sindhu, I used to think the same thing. Like when we dry some food item, like does it lose all the minerals and other nutrients along with the water? I used to get this doubt, but Now I got to know that there is some process like osmotic dehydration, through which we can only remove water molecules with retaining all the other nutrients, right? Like I have a doubt. Like what in osmotic separation we use a membrane, right? Which acts as membrane in osmotic dehydration that is used in food industries, like.
Actually, Akka, here we are using the hypertonic solutions. In the osmosis is totally vary from the osmotic dehydration. In here in the osmosis, we will keep the product until you get the concentration levels are equal. But here, it is a pre-treatment where we are used before the processing of the product. So there will be an like in there is no semi-permeable membrane. We'll just keep the product in it to retain its original nutrients in that way.
Okay, whenever you put some food in that solution, it only like sucks
And
or
not
like.
the sulfur Dakar, like the food which contains the soluble solids, like should contain the water and material, non-soluble and soluble.
Yeah, like is it specific only to water? Like does those, I
No,
mean, do
no.
those solutions only absorb water, retaining like those nutrient molecules?
There are many agents, Akka, like we can use the calcium chloride, sucrose, lactose. We are using the hypertonic solutions means which is high in nutrients. It is just like the fortification. Fortification is nothing but fortification is a process which is used in the market for it is for the addition of extra nutrients during the processing of food. There is a lot of process which retains the nutrients, which undergoes the loss of nutrients. In order to get the nutrients back, we are adding the fortificant mixture. లైక్ సి ఇప్పుడు మార్కెట్లో డయాబెటిక్స్ వాళ్ళకి లైక్ ఎక్స్ట్రా యాడెడ్ రాగి అని అలా వస్తాయి కదా. ఇట్ ఈస్ ఏ ఫార్టిఫికెంట్ మిక్స్. ఇట్ ఈస్ దిస్ ప్రాసెస్ ఆల్సో కమ్స్ అండర్ ద ఫార్టిఫికేషన్.
Okay, it means that like you are externally adding, right, after losing.
ఇట్స్ ఎక్స్టర్నల్లీ యాడింగ్ అండ్ ఆల్సో దాంట్లో ఉన్న న్యూట్రియంట్స్ కూడా దే గెట్ బ్యాక్ టు ద ఫుడ్ ఫ్రమ్ ద
Oh,
సొల్యూషన్ అండ్ ఆల్సో విత్ ఇన్ ద మెటీరియల్.
oh,
Extra nutrient.
okay, extra nutrients.
ఎక్స్ట్రా న్యూట్రియంట్స్.
Thank you, Sindhu.
Thank you, Sindhu.
And coming to the questions, they does not ask us a lot. They just went to 2 to 3 questions. They asked me about how the microwave is used. As I said, there will be a immersion mode during the microwave heating procedure. In that, we are keeping the osmotic solution. That means hypertonic solution. In that way, it regains the nutrients in the food during the heat treatment process. And also they also asked me the parameters of the pressure, like in the vacuum and other application parameters. So it is all related to the theoretical subject, and I answered based on my knowledge. That's it. Just 2 to 3 questions.
Well done, Sindhu. Congratulations once again.
Wish you the same.
Thank you.
Thank you, Sindhu Akka. Thank you, Liddu Akka, Triveni
Thank you,
Akka.
Apu.
Here comes, here comes another powerful by our Deepti and Rohitanna. Now Rohitanna is not available, so Rohitanna's energy added Deepti, and Deepti is going to present.
Anna. So I am Deepti, and the presentation was done by Rohitanna, me, and Ashaka. So Ashaka and Rohitanna are not available. I am going to present. So the topic is a pumped heat solid thermal energy storage to electric battery system. So to start off with, we all know that the renewable energy which we are getting from the sun, wind, and water is not constant throughout the year, right? Like, so the electricity which we are getting from that is also not constant. And when we are coming to the part of industries, the waste heat which we are releasing into the atmosphere is also causing atmospheric change. So combining these two topics, like using renewable energy and also the recovery of the waste heat from the industries, here the topic comes. So thermal batteries, which is the combination of using renewable energy and also the waste heat from the industries. So to tackle to address the problems, here we have thermal battery and its storage system. So it not only saves the environment from CO2 emissions, but also it is also promising the saving of energy. So we are using this system because it promises long term return of investment and also the available resources. So when we are coming to these thermal storage systems, why thermal storage systems? Like why not lithium batteries or any other batteries? So when compared to the lithium batteries, thermal energy storage have less efficiency. Though we are having less efficiency, we have other benefits like long-term return of investment. For lithium ion batteries, like it is around 10 years of time period. But when it is coming to thermal energy storage systems, it is extending to 15 to 20 years. And the further research is going on to extend it to. And the other advantage is that now we don't know that lithium ion batteries, like lithium when it is going to extinct and all. So these are the two advantages for the thermal energy system, though it has less efficiency. So coming to our system, the three parts or the three main things of our system are like first heat pumps, thermal storage systems, and next comes the power cycle. So when we are coming to heat pumps, the main functionality of heat pump is to recover, like increase the temperature of the waste heat which is coming from the industries. So if we see here, like we have the various industries process like drying, sterilization, paper making, and food preparation. We are concentrating on the industries. So here, like heat pumps, the range which we are concentrating on is like sink temperatures above 120 degrees Celsius. Many research are going around the world like on the higher temperatures, like about 260 or 240, which is hazardous for us. So the moderate temperature like 120 degrees, having sink temperatures 120 degrees Celsius, is giving more benefits. So we are concentrating on these range temperatures. Like for the heat pumps, refrigerants are the main important thing, like main criteria. So when we come into refrigerants, the refrigerants which we are focusing on are like HFOs and natural refrigerants like CO2. Why we are focusing on this is like they are environmental friendly. So friendly, and they are non-toxic, and they are thermodynamically stable. And when we come to the COP trends, like when we have a lesser temperature difference, we are getting more COP value, coefficient of performance. But when we are going to the temperature lift, high temperatures lift, like we want to convert the 30 to 40 degrees Celsius into 120 degrees Celsius, like we have a big delta T, right? So when we are aiming for that, the COP is getting decreased. So our aim, or like the thing which we need to do is that for the greater temperature lift, we need to have the higher COP also. So the research state is going on in the heat pumps. Next comes our storage system. If we want to use it like whenever it is needed, we should have the storage system, and like it should also store the converted heat or the higher temperature heat efficiently. Like we should not have energy losses. So when we are using the concepts of like sensible heat, latent heat, and the using phase change materials, we are storing the heat to convert it like whenever it is needed. Next comes our power cycle. which we are using as organic Rankine cycle. Here the question comes like, why not Rankine cycle? Uh, we can use Rankine cycles for, as I mentioned before, like higher temperatures ranges like 250, 260 and all. But when we are concentrating on the low range temperatures, organic Rankine cycle is the best choice. So here is the brief description of our system: heat pump, storage system, and the power cycle. So optimization, like whenever a system is to be adopted, we need to optimize the system. Without optimization, we cannot move further, right? So here is the optimization of the heat pump as well as the ORC, like organic Rankine cycle. Here we have from 100 degrees Celsius to 140 degrees Celsius, but the further research is like going on for the 60 to 80 degrees Celsius. So the conclusion, like the research is in this technology is going on worldwide in regard of like identifying the best working fluid for the heat pumps, having higher like efficiency, and also the cost of heat pumps, and also using a good PCM for the storage. Here, like we can see the circular economy which is going on, like the waste heat which we are using from the industries and generating the electricity from the waste heat. Yeah, and also the decarbonization. Like when we use CO2 as our refrigerants in heat pumps, we are getting the promising results. So we may concentrate on the natural refrigerant like CO2 also. So this is the research work we did, and here is our presentation. We are done with it. Thank you.
It was just amazing. And yeah, any questions and comments on Deepti's presentations? Nikhilana, come on. Thank, thank you for taking up the opportunity.
Thank you, Appu, for giving me this opportunity for the third time. And about the presentation given by Deepti, like thermal batteries, I clearly see the topics which are always confusing or always seem to be like known but unknown. Something like sensible heat and Rankine cycle. We usually hear these topics if you go through them like few subjects of chemical engineering info in some years. But still, when someone asks that question, we still have that question mark like, what is it again? And I think working on some that topics really makes one remember forever. I could clearly know like I experienced it while I was working in refrigeration cycle. And the completeness you brought up and the conclusions or the idea presentation was very nice, especially the circular economy part, which Rohit usually mentions. I guess you got that injection too. And whenever I hear about batteries, I just remember electrical vehicles. But this seems to be something different, and like it completely changes the view of how we see how we hear about batteries. And the method like the way you presented it, saying three important things, and how you started really made us go into the topic by introducing it. Thank you, Deepthi.
Thank you, Nikhil.
I think Surya came on time. Like, other important thing is like when you are presenting, I could see some points which usually Surya used to mention, and Surya we used to discuss. Like I could relate some of them. I know it is out of topic, but I would like to mention it. Thank you, Difti.
Thank you, Nikhil Anna. Any comments? Now, let us have some. అంటే it has been so much technical discussion కాబట్టి let us know that last week అంటే as far as I know like everything was that last minute work Deepthi వాళ్ళదైనా సింధు వాళ్ళదైనా త్రివేణి అక్క వాళ్ళదైనా. So just want to know those stories in two minutes each. Let us start with Deepthi this side. Deepthi చెప్పు, come on. Starting from your birthday.
ఓకే, నేను నా స్టోరీ కాదు, నేను త్రివేణి అక్క వాళ్ళ స్టోరీ చెప్తా. అంటే ఇంకో ప్రెజెంటేషన్ కి 1 hour కూడా కాదు, ఒక ½ an hour ఉందనుకుంటా. అండ్ టైం అయిపోయింది. అక్క వాళ్ళు మేము ఒకే దగ్గర ఉన్నాం అండ్ అక్క వాళ్ళు ప్రిపేర్ అవుతున్నారు. మేము ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వనివ్వలేదన్నమాట. అంటే ఇంకా వాళ్ళు చెప్తా ఉండే వీఆర్ ఫైటింగ్ అక్కడ, మీరు ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యి వచ్చారు, మేము ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యి వచ్చాము, మీరు మనం చదువుకొనియండి అనేసి. అదే లాస్ట్ మూమెంట్ ప్రిపరేషన్ అన్నమాట. మాది లాస్ట్ మూమెంట్ ప్రిపరేషన్ అసలు ప్రిపరేషనే అవ్వలేదన్నమాట. మేము జస్ట్ పోస్టర్ చేసాము. అండ్ నేను రోహిత్ అన్న ఇట్లా కొన్ని పాయింట్స్ అనుకున్నాము. లైక్ ఈ పాయింట్స్ మెన్షన్ చేయాలి అండ్ విచ్ వీ షుడ్ నాట్ ఫర్గెట్ అన్నట్టు కొన్ని పాయింట్స్ డిస్కస్ చేసాము అండ్ అదే చెప్పాము, అంతే. వి డిడ్ నాట్ ప్రిపేర్. కానీ కాలేజ్కి ఒక 2 hours ముందు రిహార్సల్ చేద్దామని వచ్చాము, కానీ ఒక్కసారి కూడా రిహార్సల్ చేయలేదు. మా ఫస్ట్ ప్రెజెంటేషనే రిహార్సల్ అనమాట. మాకు సెకండ్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ డన్ 1 minute లో చెప్పేసా.
నెక్స్ట్ సింధక్క చెప్పండి. యూ ఆల్రెడీ టోల్డ్ బట్ స్టిల్.
It's me.
ఎస్.
అన్నిటికన్నా ఘోరమైన విషయం ఏంటంటే లైక్ వి డిడ్ ద పీపీటీ బట్ వీ ఫర్గాట్ టు టేక్ అవుట్ ద ప్రింట్అవుట్ ఆఫ్ అవర్ పీపీటీ. లైక్ అంటే పీపీటీలో ఉన్నంత లైక్ వీ నీడ్ టు రైట్ ఇన్ ఏ డీటెయిల్డ్ మేనర్ అండ్ ప్రజెంట్ ఇట్ టు ద అఫీషియల్స్. కానీ మేము అది మర్చిపోయినామని కాదు, కుదరలేదు యాక్చువల్గా. మాకు గుర్తుంది కానీ కుదరలేదు ఆ టైంలో. లైక్ 3 of us లైక్ ఒక్కరం రిజిస్ట్రేషన్ వర్క్లో కూర్చున్నాము అండ్ అదర్ వాజ్ ఎట్ ద సిస్టమ్స్. అంటే అన్ని క్లాస్ రూమ్స్లో సిస్టమ్స్ పెట్టేసి అండ్ సార్ట్ అవుట్ చేయాలి కదా ప్రజెంటేషన్స్ అన్నీ. అండ్ ఒకరు అందులో బిజీ ఉన్నారు అండ్ ఇంకొకరు వచ్చేసి ఇంకో కాలేజ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ని కరెక్ట్గా కూర్చోబెట్టడం అలాంటివి చేస్తూ ఉండేది. అండ్ లైక్ ప్రజెంటేషన్స్ అవుతున్నాయి, లైక్ వీఆర్ ద థర్డ్ ప్రజెంటేషన్. ఇంకా ఫస్ట్ 2 presentations-లోనే మేము ఒక జూనియర్ని ఇంక ఇచ్చేసి ప్రింట్అవుట్ తీపించుకున్నాము అండ్ అందులో ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యాము. అండ్ అది ప్రిపేర్ అయ్యాం కాబట్టి కానీ ఆ 2 hours-లో అంతమందిని చూసాక అసలు అంతా మర్చిపోయినట్టు అనిపించింది. అండ్ లేటర్ మాకు ముందు హీట్ ట్రాన్స్ఫర్ అండ్ యూనిట్ ఆపరేషన్స్ అవుతుండే అప్పుడు ఆ సబ్జెక్ట్స్. సో వి ఇంటర్లింక్ దెమ్ విత్ అవర్ టాపిక్. అలా చెప్పాము. కొంచెం భయం వేస్తుంది. లైక్ అంటే లక్ అన్నిసార్లు మన సైడే ఉండదు కదా. లైక్ ఇంకా డెడ్ లైన్లో చేస్తాము బట్ కొన్ని క్వశ్చన్స్ వాళ్ళు టఫెస్ట్ అడిగితే మళ్ళీ చెప్పలేకపోతే లైక్ ఇన్ థర్డ్ ఇయర్ వీఆర్ ఇన్ ద థర్డ్ ఇయర్ అండ్ ఆల్రెడీ అప్పటికి సెకండ్ ఇయర్స్ ఫస్ట్ ఇయర్స్ అండ్ అదర్ కాలేజ్ స్టూడెంట్స్ కూడా ఉన్నారు. అండ్ వీఆర్ నాట్ దట్ మచ్ కాన్ఫిడెంట్ ఈవెన్ తో వీ ఆన్సర్ అట్లీస్ట్ 1 question అని ఆన్సర్ చేస్తామని అనుకోలేదు. కానీ ఆల్ వెంట్ గుడ్. దట్స్ ఇట్. సో ప్రజెంటేషన్స్ ప్రిపరేషన్ మాత్రం సిస్టమ్ దగ్గర ఒక అమ్మాయి కూర్చున్నాను కదా, తను వచ్చి అటు ఇటు ఒక 2-3 lines చూడడం, మళ్ళీ సార్ట్ అవుట్ చేసి మళ్ళీ వేరే వాళ్ళ ప్రజెంటేషన్స్ ప్లే చేయడం అలానే నేర్చుకున్నాం. ఇంకా And our presentation is like 16 slides అలా ఉండేది. We divided it with 3, and each person 4 to 5 అలా స్లైడ్స్ చేసుకొని జస్ట్ ఓన్లీ ప్రిపేర్ దట్ 4 to 5 స్లైడ్స్ అలా చేశాను. అండ్ మై సజెషన్ ఫర్ యూ ఆల్ టు డస్ నాట్ ఫాలో దిస్ మెథడ్. కొంచెం ఎగ్జామ్స్కి అంటే మాకు ఎగ్జామ్స్కి ముందు చాలా డేస్కి ముందే ఇచ్చారు, ఇప్పుడు కాన్ఫరెన్స్ ఉంది, ఆల్ నీడ్ టు పార్టిసిపేట్ అని. కానీ మేము అలవాట్లో డెడ్లైన్లోనే చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది. బట్ యూ పీపుల్ డోంట్ డూ ఇట్ అండ్ అండర్స్టాండ్ ద డెప్త్ నాలెడ్జ్ ఆఫ్ ద కాన్సెప్ట్ అండ్ గో ఫర్ ద ప్రజెంటేషన్స్. అంతే.
Your efforts in your words. Video akka Triveni akka.
Thank you.
వీళ్ళకన్నా వీళ్ళ రూమ్ లో ఉన్న వాళ్ళు చెప్పడానికి కుతూహలంగా ఉన్నారు.
What will you expect more when we did the same thing. Like, we did ముందు రోజు పోస్టర్ అది ప్రింటింగ్ ఇవ్వాలి కాబట్టి we did that whole
తెలుసా 13, 14, 15 ఉన్నంత హెక్టిక్ గా నా లైఫ్ లో ఇన్ని ఎప్పుడు లేవనుకుంటా. లైక్ ఆ రోజు బయటికి వెళ్ళాము 13th రోజు బర్త్డే అని, సో పోస్టర్ మీద వర్క్ చేయలేదు. మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ డే ఎక్కువ రోజు ఉండే, ఆ రోజు కూడా క్లాసెస్ ఉండను. క్లాసెస్ ఉంటే క్లాసెస్కి వెళ్ళి వచ్చేసి మధ్యాహ్నం కూర్చున్నాం. బిడ్డు ఏమో వాళ్ళ ఇంటి దగ్గర ఉంది,
నేను మా ఇంటికి వెళ్ళినప్పుడు
మేము తరుణికాకేమో నేనేమనుకున్నా అంటే లైక్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ వరకు కాంటెంట్ వరకు హెల్ప్ చేసి నేను ఉందామనుకున్నా 15th రోజు. ఎందుకంటే లైక్ ఆ రోజు అప్లికేషన్కి డెడ్ లైన్ ఉండే కదా, సో అది చేసుకుందాము, ఇది డ్రాప్ అవుదాం అనుకుంటే తరుణికాకు కూడా ఆ రోజు పాస్పోర్ట్ వెరిఫికేషన్ ఉండే, సో తను కూడా రాదు. ఇక హడావుడిగా మొత్తం చేయాల్సి వచ్చింది. లాస్ట్ మినిట్ లో అయితే నేను వర్క్ చేయను అసలు. అంత లాస్ట్ మినిట్ లో చేసేసరికి పిచ్చి లేచింది అనుకోండి.
నాకైతే అట్లేం అనిపించలేదు. అది
అండ్ ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వలేదు, అది మొత్తం ఇది కాంటెంట్
లైక్
మొత్తం దగ్గర
చూసాం అంతే. లైక్ we did that research work and all those things. We kept like అంతా ఒక దగ్గర ఆర్గనైజ్ అలాంటివి చేసుకున్నాం, కానీ we don't know how to start, how to end, where to అంటే ఏం పెట్టాలి ఏం పెట్టకూడదు అదంతా ఏం తెలియదు. అండ్ ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్లీ ఒక క్రేజీ థింగ్ ఏంటంటే వి స్టార్టెడ్ ఒక్కసారి రిహార్సల్ చేద్దామని చేసామన్నమాట. ఇట్లా స్టార్ట్ చేసాం, ఒక ఇంట్రొడక్షన్ ఒకటి చెప్పే టైంకి విజయలక్ష్మి మ్యామ్ వచ్చి స్టార్ట్ చేయండి అమ్మా చెప్పండి అన్నారు. రిహార్సల్ ఇంకా కంప్లీట్ అవ్వక ముందు ఇంకా ఐ థింక్ లైక్ వి డిడ్ ఇట్ బెటర్. దాని తర్వాత ఇంకొకసారి మ్యామ్కి చెప్పాక వి థాట్ లైక్ అంటే ఇంకా వచ్చేసింది ఇంకా దాని తర్వాత అంతే. ఇంకా మేమైతే మా పోస్టర్ ఇంకా దీప్తి వాళ్ళ పక్కన అస్సలు ఉండకూడదు అనుకున్నాం. వాళ్ళ పక్కన ఉంటే మాది ఇంకా చిన్నపిల్లలా ఉంటుందని వెళ్ళగొడతారేమో అని వాళ్ళకి చాలా దూరంగా ఒక ప్లేస్ వెతుక్కొని వెళ్ళి అక్కడ పెట్టించుకున్నాం మా పోస్టర్. ఇంకా అంతే.
అండ్ యాక్చువల్లీ మై ఓరల్ ప్రెజెంటేషన్
అసలు అయితే అది క్రేజీ తెలుసా. ఫస్ట్ అయితే లైక్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ పంపించాం, తర్వాత అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ పంపించిన దే సెలెక్టెడ్ అవర్ అబ్స్ట్రాక్ట్ ఫర్ పోస్టర్. పోస్టర్ సెలెక్ట్ చేశారు. సెలెక్ట్ చేసిన తర్వాత మేము ఏమనుకున్నాం, ఏ పోస్టర్ వద్దు మనం ఓరల్ ఇద్దాం పీపీటీ చేద్దాం అనుకున్నాం. సరే అని ఎవరికి టైం లేదు పీపీటీ చేయడానికి, ఎవరి దాంట్లో వాళ్ళు. మళ్ళీ ఓరల్ అక్కడ వెళ్ళి మ్యామ్ మాకు పోస్టర్ వద్దు మ్యామ్ మేము పీపీటీ చేస్తామని చెప్పాం. మ్యామ్ చేంజ్డ్ దట్. చేంజ్ చేసిన తర్వాత మళ్ళీ లాస్ట్ కి పీపీటీ చేయలేదు ఇంకా 14th ఆ ప్రెజెంటేషన్ రోజు వరకు మా పీపీటీ అవ్వలేదు ఇంక వెళ్ళి ఏం సరే మళ్ళీ మ్యామ్ దగ్గర మ్యామ్ ప్లీజ్ మ్యామ్ ఇట్లా అవ్వలేదు మ్యామ్ లైక్ చేయడానికి కుదరలేదు మ్యామ్ పోస్టర్ ఇస్తాం మ్యామ్ నెక్స్ట్ డే అని చెప్తే ఇంకా ఎంత లాస్ట్ మినిట్ టైం అంటే అవర్ నేమ్ వాస్ ఇంక్లూడెడ్ ఇన్ ద లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ దట్ ప్రజెంటర్స్ మేము వెళ్ళలేదు అక్కడ పిలిచారంట మా నేమ్స్ ని కూడా తర్వాత మళ్ళీ పోస్టర్ లో ఇంక్లూడ్ చేశారు మళ్ళీ పోస్టర్ లో కూడా
లక్కీలీ మేమేదో జస్ట్ ఇస్తే చాలు ప్రెజెంట్
పార్టిసిపేట్ చేద్దామని అనుకున్నాం
కానీ we didn't expect that we would get.
Yeah, that was an amazing talk about the experiences of poster presentation in the college. And now it's time to end our session. And I thank Nidu Akka, Triveni Akka, Deepthi, Sidhu Akka, and Rohit Anna, though not joined, still added the energy. Yeah, it was ante. How we are growing, how we are able to talk on the big stages, honey. It's just these are all the things that are proving. So yeah, I would like to thank you for this talk, and I also would like to thank everyone who attended this talk, and thank you.